Hi, welcome to another episode of Math with Mo. In this episode, we are talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. So this episode is continuous of the episode that we had last time, which was talking about a linear equation and slope of a line. So what is the parallel and perpendicular line? First, let's talk about parallel lines. Two lines are parallel if their slope are same. Okay, so let's say line AB have a slope of 7/5 and line CD also have slope 7/5. Then these two lines will be parallel. To show it in a x and y axis here, so AB, and let's draw the line that has a slope of 7/5. What does that mean? Again, if you remember from our last video, it means rise over run is 5/5, 7/5. So rise is 7. So I'm gonna start from this one, from my first line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So this is the first line, and the second line. Let's see what's the second line. I wanna this is again A, B. Okay. What will be the second line? CD. I'm gonna draw a new line here, and I'm gonna start from this point. Let's say I'm gonna start from this point here. Okay. So again, rise over run gonna be 7/5. It means from this point you go up 7 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm gonna go to the right 5 units from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Okay, so my point, the other point, gonna be this point here. So if I make this line, now we see these two lines are in parallel. So now that we know what is the parallel line, I'm gonna solve another example here that we have. So the question is asking us, line GH passes through the point G minus 4 and 2 and point H, which is 2 and minus 1. And line JK passes through point J, which is 2 and 2, and point K, which is minus 2 and 4. And there's another line, MN, passes through point M, which is minus 4 again, and 5, and N, which is 5 and 1. And the question asking, what is the relationship between these lines? So how can we understand that? We're gonna draw the line here and see what's the relationship. So here again, I'm gonna draw it. The first line, GH, goes through minus 4 and 2, 2, 3, 4, minus 4 and 2, so this point, and 2 and plus 1, so 2 and minus 1 here. So our first line is this line. And the other line is J 2 and 2 and K minus 2 and 4. So 2 and 2 minus 2 and plus 4. That's the other line. So as we can see, there's two are parallel, but how can we make sure they're parallel? We're going to use our formula. First, let's also draw the other line, mn, which passes through minus 4 and 5, minus 4 and plus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is this point here, and 5 plus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 1 at this point. So this is another line here. Sorry. So this line is not parallel. But is there a way that we can make sure that this one is not parallel, like without drawing it? Yes. So we knew the formula from our last class that how can we find the slope of a line? So slope of the line GH, we have this formula. Slope is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So for GH, this is x, this is y, right? So this is point 1, let's say, this is point 2. So y2 minus 1 minus 2, and then x2, which is 2, minus 4. It's minus 3 over 6. It's going to be minus 1 over 2. So that's the slope of a line for line GH. What about line JK? The same. Line JK, I'm going to write the slope of it. For line, this is GH, line JK. So the same principle, right? We have x here, y here. Point 2, point 1. 4 minus 2, 4 minus 2, divided by minus 2 minus 2. It's going to be 2 over minus 4. What is it? Minus 1 over 2. So these two are the same slope. So they are parallel. What about mn? Let's check the mn out. Again, x, y, I'm gonna again write it here, x, y, point 2, point 1. There we go, 1 minus 5 over 1 minus 5 over 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4. So it's going to be minus 4 over 9. So this is not equal to these two. So this is not parallel with JK or GH. So that's how we find how two lines are parallel or not parallel. But there's another relationship between two lines, which is perpendicular. But how can we understand it? So again, slope of a line play a role here, and so we should find slope of the lines to find out if two lines are actually parallel or not parallel, or they are perpendicular. So whenever slope of two lines are negative reciprocals, what does that mean? Negative reciprocals. What is it? So two real numbers, A and B, are negative reciprocals if you multiply them and you get -1 as the result. Okay? So for example, if the number of A is C, the number of B should be -1 over C. So C multiplied by -1 over C give us minus C over C minus 1. So these two are negative reciprocals. But how come they are perpendicular with each other? Let's see that in an example. So the question is asking, draw two lines with slope of 5 over 2 and -2 over 5. So we know now these two numbers, if you multiply them, you get -1. So we know this is going to be perpendicular, but let's see how it looks like when we draw them. So first line, 5 over 2, again, rise over run here, okay? 5 over 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 2, 1, 2. And I'm gonna start from this point, 0 and 0, and then draw the line, rise over run, 5 over 2. One line, the other line -2 over 5. So the other line here, -2 over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here. These two are perpendicular. So now we know how we can identify parallel lines and perpendicular lines. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And next time I'm going to continue with linear equation and we will move forward in this concept.